Foolio's lyrics blurred the line between entertainment and confession, boasting about violent crimes that left his rivals bleeding on the pavement. His tracks didn't just entertain, they were street diaries, raw and unfiltered. How did he allegedly get away with murder?
Young people think this is a game, and make it like it's a video game. It's not. This is real life.
Foolio, born Charles Jones, wasn't just any rapper from Jacksonville. He was the real deal. He made a name for himself with lyrics that painted a raw, unfiltered picture of street life. Deeply involved in gang activities, Foolio's music blurred the lines between art and reality. This deep dive looks at how Foolio confessed to violent crimes in his songs, navigated the legal system, and met his untimely end in 2024. This is the hard-hitting story of how Foolio got away with murder. Foolio's come up in the rap game was fueled by his hard-hitting, controversial lyrics. His tracks were like news reports from the front lines of Jacksonville's gang wars. Songs like Bibby's Story and When I See You weren't just music. They were play-by-plays of real beef and street drama. In When I See You, Foolio talks about taking out rival gang members. Lines like "Shot your brother next to you," "Boy, you slow as fuck," and "When I shoot, I never miss" aren't just for show. They hint at real actions and deadly encounters. But here's the thing. Even though these bars sound like confessions, fans and cops often wrote them off as just Foolio being Foolio. This mix of real talk and performance art made it tough for the law to pin anything concrete on him. The legal system's got a hard time dealing with rap lyrics. On one hand, they're protected as free speech under the First Amendment. On the other, prosecutors try to use them as evidence. Foolio's bars often sounded like straight-up confessions, but making that stick in court is a whole different ballgame. Defense lawyers argue that these lyrics are just stories, not literal admissions. For Foolio, this meant he could spit his truth without landing behind bars. Even when he rapped about real shootings and murders, the law needed more than just words to nail him. Foolio's life was under a microscope, with law enforcement watching his every move. His social media presence, especially on Instagram, provided a wealth of information. Foolio frequently posted about his whereabouts, his lavish lifestyle, and his ongoing beefs with rival gangs. These posts included everything from party locations to taunts aimed at his enemies, giving the police valuable insights into his activities and associations. Foolio's Instagram was more than just a highlight reel of his life. It was a real-time documentation of gang dynamics and territorial disputes. Despite the wealth of information available, translating social media activity into a solid criminal case is fraught with challenges. Here's why. Circumstantial evidence. Posts on Instagram can indicate involvement in illegal activities, but often lack the direct evidence needed for a conviction. Without concrete proof, such as videos showing the actual commission of a crime or direct confessions, it's challenging to build a case. Witness intimidation and silence. In the gang world, the code of silence, often referred to as no snitching, is powerful. Even if people in the community or within the gang know who committed a crime, the fear of retaliation prevents them from coming forward. This code of silence means that prosecutors often have to rely on circumstantial evidence, which is usually insufficient for a conviction. Legal hurdles. To use social media posts in court, the prosecution must establish their authenticity and relevance. Defense attorneys can argue that the posts are mere bravado, part of the rap persona, and not admissions of real criminal activity. They can also challenge the chain of custody and the methods used to gather this evidence. There have been instances where police successfully use social media to prosecute gang members. For instance, in New York, the police department's gang unit extensively used social media to track and arrest gang members, linking them to various crimes through their online activity. However, these cases typically require additional corroborating evidence to be successful in court. In Foolio's case, while his Instagram was a treasure trove of potential leads, it didn't provide the smoking gun needed to charge him with specific crimes like murder. The police could see the interactions and the lifestyle, but without more, it wasn't enough to move from suspicion to prosecution. Foolio's ability to openly flaunt his lifestyle and taunt his rivals without immediate repercussions only boosted his street credibility. This credibility served as both a shield and a sword. It deterred some potential threats due to fear of retaliation, while simultaneously making him a prime target for others seeking to make a name for themselves. The surveillance of Foolio's online presence painted a vivid picture of his life and activities, but fell short of providing the undeniable proof needed for legal action. His story underscores the complex interplay between digital personas, real-world actions, and the challenges law enforcement faces in bridging that gap. Foolio's life ended the same way he lived it, violently. On June 23, 2024, while celebrating his birthday in Tampa, he got caught slipping. He was ambushed in the parking lot of a Holiday Inn, and the bullets finally caught up to him. Foolio's death was a grim testament to the life he rapped about. Despite surviving multiple attempts on his life before, the cycle of violence that he chronicled in his music ultimately claimed him.